Good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to the Paul Dean Studios and the I'm Only Serious News Network's Sunday paper program. As you can see, it's a little warm in the studios because apparently not only did she take her rebel flag with her, but Paul Dean also took the air conditioning units. However, the show must go on. Pluto, a planet again? U.S. plays Let's Make a Deal with the Ayatollah. Harper Lee decides to publish her second book, 55 years after her first. And Philadelphia's Declaration House isn't. And of course the Phillies lose the All-Star game. Say it ain't so. These stories and more with John Smarmy's One Brian Eye on the World, Darren Martinez's Movie Minute, John Rice's Gaming the Gamers, Rick Robotin's inspirational, motivational, indescribable update, and of course Tony Viejo's Misled Thoughts. All this and more on tonight's edition of the I'm Only Serious News Network's Sunday paper program.
It's the I'm Only Serious News Network with Dan Mahan, John Smarmy, John Rice, Dave Morrow, Tony Viejo, and Darren Martinez.
Whoa. This is weird.
In international news, NASA's space probe New Horizons has taken mankind's first up-close pictures of Pluto, our former ninth planet. The probe left Earth 9 years ago on its voyage to the ninth planet, only to find out 3 billion miles later that scientists no longer consider it a planet. In fact, Disney has even killed off its own character Pluto since they found out he was a fake too. Woof. The U.S. and several world powers have made a deal with Iran to lift sanctions and stop them from building a nuke bomb for the next 10 years. Ooh. However, they are free to continue building their own ballistic missiles, so they'll be ready to hit American shores by the time the nuke deal ends. Iran's Ayatollah says he will spend the new influx of billions of dollars to foment unrest and wars in the Middle East. And that's the good part of the deal. Cracker, please. Well, kids, not only will we leave you and your generation in a Greek-like debt, but you'll probably have to nuke it out with the crazy sons of bitches in Iran too. In Mexico is again hunting down notorious cartel leader El Chapo Guzman, who escaped through a tunnel in his own cell to a house a half-mile away from the prison, or a mile away from the prison. This was actually his second prison break. His first coming in 1993 when he bribed his way out and escaped in a laundry cart. When asked for his opinion of the Mexican prisons, Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump said, no comprende. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. And the Pope has issued the 11th commandment finally on his trip through South America. Pope Frank told the crowds who were busy packing their belongings to sneak into America that they need to create a new economic order by working for a just distribution of the fruits of the earth and of human labor. He went on to say that it's not just for philanthropists, but it is a commandment. Hearing that, President Obama plans to ask the Pope during his trip to the U.S. if he would also add a 12th commandment, thou shalt not illegally cross into America's borders. We'll have to wait and see on that one. In national news, Harper Lee, the 89-year-old author of 1961's To Kill a Mockingbird, has just released her second novel. This one, which picks up with the storyline of Mockingbird years later, is also expected to be a bestseller. A whole career in 2 books? Cracker, please. Cracker, please. Of course, she did say she plans on publishing one more book before she croaks. This one, an autobiography titled My Life of Riley. Yeah, because you write one book and retire, ain't bad. Almost 1 year to the day that New York's Eric Garner was killed by a police chokehold for selling Lucy cigarettes, the city has settled a lawsuit brought by his family for $5.9 million. Cracker, say what? This after a grand jury last December, folks, found that there was no reasonable cause to charge the cop involved. Of course, the family stated that the settlement does not represent justice. Folks, I agree. Because no one could ever sell enough fucking Lucy's to earn $5.9 million. Not in 10 lifetimes. Speaking of the obscene, Republican presidential candidate, the Donald, now leads the GOP field in the most recent U.S. Today polling. In speeches delivered to crowds in Arizona, he was showered with cheers and chants of USA, USA, USA. He then went on to state that all Latin Americans are murderers and rapists, which energized the crowd even further. Lastly, poor Paul McCartney is bitching about still being considered a second fiddle to the late John Lennon. He's even trying to get his name to be put down as the first name on the songs as its authors that they wrote together. He said, he was quoted as saying, "There's a lot of revisionism by folks saying John did this, John did that." Cracker, please, get a life, Paul. Since you still have yours, you dickhead. But with more on the world and national news, let's go to our very own John Smarmy and see what he has for us tonight. Smarmy?
Thanks, Dan. Smarmy here with the new format. I'm just not here that much. Let's get to the news. A drunk man in Albany, New York falls asleep on the train rails and survives without any injuries or any harm done to him. Glad the police had this on track. Intruder breaks into a person's house and tells them, "You're going to smoke weed with me." Authorities said after John Rice was detained, it turns out he had the wrong house. He's just looking for a friend, folks. More on him later. A burglar takes a selfie with the victim's phone and gets caught. Good job, stupid. The selfie stick was found up his rectum. Gotta hate those things. Selfie stick. Jesus, what a fruity generation this is. Glad the gays can get married. Edit that out. Weed helps broken bones. Dad just broke my arm. Someone light me up, please. Jesus. Donna expects Jesus to pay for her buffet bill. She also expects Obama to pay her gastro bypass surgery bill. Good luck, sweetheart. Good luck. And finally, if I owned a theater, I would book Bill Cosby for my show. This guy is on fire. Seriously. Dan, what else is on the show? John Smarmy. Only serious news.
Thank you, Smarmy. And that man with the robber with the phone, they know him inside and out, I would say, at this point. Inside and out. Well, local news, we have one thing here. That Philadelphia, folks, is known for the Liberty Bell and the Declaration of Independence. Some even call it the birthplace of freedom. However, it's all a lie. It's a lie. First off, the Liberty Bell was never rung on Independence Day, July 4th, 1776. And the house where Jefferson penned the Declaration of Independence was rebuilt prior to 1976 bicentennial celebration. Yeah, so if you've been to Philly and you went to that house and, oh, look at all this shit from the 1700s, you were wronged again. That house was rebuilt in 1976. The original house was torn down in 1880. And for decades prior to 1976, it was a hoagie stand, or a hot dog stand. So there you go with your local history update. Well, next up for us, our very own John Rice and his Gaming of Gamers with his updates. John, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Dan. Are we not supposed to be wearing shirts? Am I supposed to take my shirt? No.
Not a porn shot.
Alright, I'm just wondering.
That's in the next studio.
No one told me this. Alright, well, I want to do a little Ninja Turtles thing. But first, I want to start with talking about the Ninja Turtles game for NES. It's pretty alright. I mean, it's hard, but it's pretty alright. You start with being overhead, does the overhead shot, and you run around the city, then you go underground and you side scroller, and it's kind of cool, but it's, I don't know. It's NES, so it's regular Nintendo, so you can't be asking for much, but they did a pretty good job for being Ninja Turtles, I guess. I'm just gonna move on past that one because I don't really like it. But if you're like me and you like Super Nintendo though, it's all about this game. And this game is just, it's the tournament edition. It's pretty much Street Fighter, but for Ninja Turtles. So if you like being Ninja Turtles and just kicking your friend's ass as Ninja Turtles, then go for it. It's pretty cool. The only thing is, I don't like that they don't have Splinter. How do you not have Splinter in the fighting game? It's just, if you're a Ninja Turtles
Sensei.
fan, you know, yeah. But the best one for Super Nintendo, I would say, is Turtles in Time. Because it's, I would say it's like everyone's favorite. It's the arcade, pretty much. I mean, come on now. I don't really have much to say about this because everyone knows about it. And if you don't know about it, you jump off the corner about my page.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah. You're not gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt, but you're not gonna die. Most likely. But now the next one I want to talk about is TMNT for PlayStation 2. It's a pretty good gameplay game, but the storyline sucks. Major monkey testicles. The movie sucked. Major monkey testicles. It did. How are you gonna have a movie and the villain's just gonna be some rich guy? The movie's pretty much Bruce Wayne's brother. It's retarded. The guy's like, I'm gonna collect ancient shit. Oh, turtles! Let's kill them. I don't get it. But they made a game about it, and the game plays kind of, it's alright, you know, apparently, I mean, you know, the ninjas and the turtles, so it's a pretty okay game regardless, but the storyline's kind of bogus. Yeah. Alright, thanks, Dan.
Alright. Thank you, Rice. And now you can head off to the other studio. Well, next up for us, folks, is our entertainment portion of the show with our very own Darren Martinez and his Movie Minute. Darren, what you see this week?
Thanks, Dan. So I saw Ant-Man this weekend, and it was another Marvel film. You know, it was an origin film, and it was an entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Was it Iron Man good? No. But you know, that's why they gave Paul Rudd so many co-stars and stuff like that. I could beat this film up, but this is the Movie Minute, so I'm just going to be real quick about it. I'm going to tell you what I really liked about it. Michael Pena was very funny. Michael Douglas, you know, excellent actor, always has been, still is. Proves it in this film. He steals every scene with no matter who's in the scene with him. Paul Rudd, you know, he does the best he could with the material, but I think the problem lies with, like, they give him these stereotypical best friends that are just like such bad stereotypes and so cliche that it just kind of just feels like a, I don't know, like an insult, I guess, especially with the route that they're going. But the film, in essence, the character is a criminal who's aware that he is expendable. So, you know, take it what you will. It was very fun. The action and the visual effects were amazing. Definitely the best part of the film, visual effects. So, yeah, Ant-Man, go check it out. Definitely go to the film theaters, check it out, and give it some money because it needs it. It's making the least amount of money that any Marvel film has ever made, ever. Back to you, Dan.
Thank you, Darren. And I will have to take my grandkids to see the Ant-Man. Help boost the ratings. Well, next up for us, folks. Been feeling a little down lately. Feeling a little out of sorts. I bet you could use some inspirational touch. Well, you're lucky because with us tonight, once again, our very own Rick Roboten. And it's inspirational, inspiring, motivational, you name it. He's got it. Rick, what do you got for us tonight?
Oh, hey, how's it going, folks? I got some good news for you. You know, superheroes like the X-Men here, or Ant-Man, as Darren was talking about earlier, they're real, but they're not like real, like they're here, you know, because like everybody's got like their secret identity, you know, like you're trying to be this thing that's like, you know, like you turn into metal and you're like really strong and like you can't get shot, or like you live for like 200 years and you're a little animal man with metal bones, because who doesn't want metal bones or metal skin? You can have metal bones and metal skin. You know, you could be like Storm because everybody's got their, you know, their feminine side. You could be like Nightcrawler because everybody has their like feminine side. But you could be Magneto too. Like you got like the villain, the super villain, and the superhero are constantly at war in your head. And it's up to you to figure out who's gonna win that battle. You can do it, folks. I believe in you. back to you, Dan.
Thank you, Rick. This is that's Rick shot at the gym. You don't know that. Very inspirational. Well, I hope that charged you up a bit, because now we're going in a completely different direction, folks, with our very own Tony Viejo and his misled thoughts. Tony, what's on tonight?
Thanks, Dan. Well, we got some disturbing news recently in the good old world of astronomical sciences. See? We're losing power already. This brownout during this heat wave is just killing us right now. You know, Dan took his shirt off. I'm keeping my shirt on because no one wants to see this mess. The Son of Sam killer's out just running around. It's a bad time for New York City. Too bad it's right outside of Philadelphia. Anyway, the Royal Astronomical Society earlier this week says winter is coming. For those of you that do not get that reference, that is from Game of Thrones. If you've never watched Game of Thrones, fuck you. So, they say by the time 2030 rolls around, there'll be less solar activity, like 60% less solar activity. I don't know what that means, but that doesn't sound good, especially with us Americans going to an election cycle. Hold on, because our Republican candidates are now going to come out of the woodwork saying, oh my God, if this data is true, which it probably isn't, it's probably really questionable, but you know how the Republican Party works. They hold in the most questionable data, because some think the Earth's 6,000 years old. Fuck you. So, with that being said, yeah, they're going to hold on to this and want to increase the whole global warming thing. It's no longer going to be prevent global warming. It's not going to be add to global warming. We're going to have like coal-fired cars here pretty soon. It's going to be a great time to live. It's going to be fantastic. I, for one, hope this does happen, because it says it's going to be what happened during the great kill-off of the Dark Ages. And let's face it, there's too many freaking people on this planet, and we all just need to be liquefied, just purged out. Not by each other, by harsher climates that we can't handle. And that'll take out the upper class first, because they can't handle anything weird. Face it. If a cow started talking to me tomorrow, I'd be like, wow, that's cool, there's a talking cow. One of these aristocratic people goes, oh my God, the cow's talking, run away. I want to go with the know what the cow's saying. They're going to have that cow shot and put in the lab. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk to the talking cow. What does this mean? What does any of this mean? It means, long story short, if you're not watching Game of Thrones, fuck you. Dan?
Thank you, Tony. And guess that was directed at me, because I do not watch the Game of Thrones. Sorry. Well, that's about it for our broadcast tonight. That's all we can stand in the studio. As you see, I've been shirtless the whole time. And F you, Paula Dean, if you want to say F you to somebody. F you, Paula Dean, for taking our air conditioning equipment with you, you bitch. Well, I hope you tune in again next week, when I hope the temperatures are better and we're all fully clothed. Thank you once again for watching it. And this has been the news on the I'm Only Serious News Network Sunday Paper Program.